Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mr. Hino with Mr. Hino's Lego Robotics. Today's video, I'm going to be asking you another question, but opening up a huge discussion about robot design. And basically, my question is going to be, is when you guys go into robot design or build your robot, what sensors are you using, or are you not using any sensors on your robot? In order to see this discussion and to be able to vote, stay with me. Okay, guys, I'm going to be opening up a big old can of worms here and opening up the discussion for us to talk about sensors for your robot. So when you go into robot design, when you're building your robot for your robot game, are you using sensors? So you can go ahead and hit this I up here in the corner to be able to just answer if your robot for this year's City Shaper, are you using sensors? Now, we've gone into robot design judging before where we've gotten our rubric back and it's asking or basically saying, we would have liked to see your team use sensors to make your missions more consistent. Now, let's have the discussion right now. We've, used a gyro sensor before, and I've talked to several coaches that have said, yeah, we've tried to use it. It goes haywire. It has a mind of its own. We tried to hard reset it. So, the whole thing about sensors is it's really kind of hit or miss sometimes. We've used line following before, and that has worked out well. But, when you guys are doing your robot and then, having to explain your robot design and the use of sensors, where do you find your conversation heading towards? We don't use any sensors. We've had a bad experience. We use sensors. It works all the time. So obviously, the main goal for First Lego League is for your robot to use sensors to make those missions more consistent. The question is, in your mind, are they more consistent with those sensors? Because, a lot of times you press that middle button and you're crossing your fingers and hoping the robot does what you want it to. But you always do that too, even when you're using sensors. Will everything work out properly, even though we're using sensors? And so let's, we can open up the conversation. Mr. Hino, our missions, have a higher percentage with those sensors. Mr. Hino, we don't use it and we get a high percentage. So this video is basically asking you a lot of these questions. So again, hit that I up there in the corner for you to be able to kind of answer these survey questions, because we want to get a good idea and have you guys go to your competitions with just the best information that you can. So we already know that the judges are looking for those sensors and the use of them. The question is, do some of you go, well, we're willing to take a little hit on our robot judging and not use sensors, but then, try to get that good robot game score. So there's also that conversation of, well, if we do use sensors and we don't like it, can we afford to take that hit in robot judging, but then try to get that good score in the robot game? So there's a lot of variables that are floating around, and that's kind of today what I want to ask you guys through all these questions up here is those use of sensors. Are you using it? Why not? If you are, why? Which sensor are you using? And, do you find that it really does enhance your robot game score? Or have you found that your robot game score is higher without it? And then lastly, let's talk about, your code. We have gotten judges, that have commented, hey, can you streamline your code, using things like MyBlocks? Are you guys using MyBlocks? So that's another conversation to have, because, when you're showing the judges your code, they're looking for simplicity. They're looking for, how is this code making your mission more consistent? Are you making it, the most efficient that it can be? And MyBlocks, if that's something that, you need more familiarity with, I should probably do a video for that, right? So there's another topic for another conversation. But anyway, today was all about robot design, use of sensors, So what's going to be really neat is, again, one more time, hit that I up there, is to ask you guys, what are your thoughts and feelings about the sensors and the code and everything like that? Because, when you go to that robot competition, you just want to be able to say, we're prepared for this, and not go, oh, we didn't know we were going to be judged off for not having those sensors. So hopefully you guys have fun with this survey and find out what everybody's using or not using. And good luck and best wishes if you're still in a competition. For those of you who are done like us, we're thinking about going to a spring competition, but basically our qualifier, and then we went, to the regional championship. So everything's over. But for those of you that are still competing, continue to think about this, and we'll continue to think about it through the next year also. Okay, guys, so hopefully you're still thinking about City Shaper or robotics in general. I am Mr. Hino from Machino's Lego Robotics. I'm out.